here. Now we rose, test the strength of many foes. Shut us down, they can't see. We never lose, and it is our destiny. No, they shame things we build. Stand together, no white guilt. It's hard to play like this. But then you can't see. Oh yeah, that's all. Well, I messed up that song. I was thinking maybe I could pull it off, but I didn't. But it was close enough. Let me get the talking music on. We need the talking music, and we need the cave sounds. All right. Now we got the ambiance. Hello, everybody. Promethean hails. Welcome to Dragonsynth Adventures. Gather round, brave souls and curious minds. You've stumbled upon a realm where songs are spells and words have wings. This is no ordinary broadcast. This is a dragon's hoard of melodies and mysteries, where the air hums with magic and every note has a story to tell. Here, music doesn't just play, it soars, like dragons dancing on the wind. It roars through ancient forests, glitters like treasure hidden in deep forgotten caves, and calls you to adventure with every beat. But beware, once you enter, there's no turning back. The songs will weave their enchantments. The conversations will spark your imagination, and you'll find yourself riding the storm to lands unknown. So sharpen your senses, open your heart, and prepare to be swept away. The dragons are stirring, the music is rising, and the journey begins now. Right to the guy with the axe murdering a monster. Well, it's not murder if it's a monster. Let's be honest. That's just pest control. How's everybody doing tonight? Or today, or whatever it is where you live? Let's see who's here. Who's here? No White Guilt is here. Promethean hails Jason. Good to see ya, brother. Promethean Josh is here. I don't know if I'm familiar with Promethean Josh, but I like your name, and welcome. JK160 is here, awesome. Let's see, Roused Rose is here, hello. Good to see you. You should do a country song with Jason, Promethean Josh. Says Josh and Jason in the same sentence is gonna mess me up trying to say that. But yeah, that would be kind of cool. What song? Well, we'll have to kind of probably rework some of the lyrics. But that would be kind of cool. Although I don't know exactly how we'd do it because he doesn't really have music recording gear, so that might be a difficult one. He'd have to fly me out, and I don't fly, so he'd have to drive over here to California and drive me back. Or actually, he could drive over here and then, or fly. I'll record him, and then he could. So I guess I have to fly him out. So come on, Josh, I'm not a millionaire. Well, we'll see. We'll start a fund to fly Jason out here to record a country song. How's that? Let's see, who else is here? Jason's writing, I love... Wait, it jumped on me. Where was I? Okay, Roused Rose Fornull are in the house. Kick-ass pristine way to get it started tonight. Cool, thank you. Twilight Zone vibes. Ooh. Hey, Samuski, good to see you. JC Denton, good to see you. Welcome. Ardent Party's here. I'd have said Outer Limits. Okay, cool. I appreciate that. Both of those had cool intros, and both those, well, especially, I can't even think of his name now, the guy from Twilight Zone. He was super cool. His opening monologues were great. So were Alfred Hitchcock's. He was kind of funny. Not my hair, says Ardent Party. Promethean Josh is learning bass guitar. Cool. Well, just practice. Practice for 5 minutes once a week like I do, and it'll take you about 10 years to get good. No. When I was learning, I practiced all the time. The guitar was my toy. I don't play that much anymore, as you could probably tell. Nameless One is here. Greetings. Boss Klutwick is here. Happy New Year, Fornull. Happy New Year. 2025. You know, it used to be more of a hassle when the new year changed because you write checks and things like that, but with online payments, I almost never have to write anything by hand. And anything that has a date, it's usually going to be auto-filled for me. And they're making us dumber, aren't they, with all this stuff? We don't have to remember anything. And we don't even have to think with AI. Well, you do if you care, but... good evening, folk. Eisenrauch writes. Good evening, Eisenrauch. Yes. All right, cool. So what's everybody up to? You guys, do you make good New Year's resolutions? Are you sticking to them? I was promising myself to stay on my carnivore diet, and not cheat. And I was all geared up. You know, I've been watching videos to motivate me and stuff. And then last night, Mrs. Fornull and I were talking, and I got this craving for this restaurant down the street. and the food isn't 100% clean, and by that I mean it's not just meat. It's gonna have other stuff that I don't like to eat. I like to eat it, but I don't want to. And then once I brought it up, I'm like, well, no, we probably shouldn't. And she's just like, no, we have to go now. You can't say that. And then we did a happy jig, and she got ready in about 2 minutes, and we head out. And totally pigged out. I did. She actually ate pretty good. Set some goals. All right, Ardent Party, that's good. Some goals. Goals are great. Hey, Ivan. The only thing Ivan thinks about on the new year are, oh no, Ivan is getting older and life will get even worse this year, mainly because of anti-whiteism. Aw, that is sad. The sad face. Alright. Well, look up. Buck up, buckaroo. Yeah, it can be quite demoralizing sometimes, the intense anti-whiteism we face sometimes. Especially online, where people just lose all respect for anyone. They just say really rude and crazy shit. So, in person, I don't experience it in that visceral, kind of direct way, other than in my mind as I think about how it works and the consequences. But yeah, online for sure, there's just some real disgusting anti-whites. I can't stand them. And I used to, oh my God, I used to just argue with them, and I wanted to hurt them. However I could. But now it doesn't, I'll get into it every once in a great while, but for the most part it's like, I'm just gonna put my message out there and stay as positive as I can, and only occasionally just smear the anti-white fiction of shit. You know what? Kind of lost it there. All right, I'm gonna go put this away. I shall return. Ardent Party writes, every time I watch this stream, I am reminded of how much I loved the old magazine format Conan comics. Yes. The Savage Sword of Conan. That was an awesome comic. I think I have, well, let's see how many. I have a huge comic book collection, but it's all digital. And I read the Conan ones every once in a while. They're kind of fun. Especially the Dark Horse Conan comics. Those are super cool, the artwork. But yeah, Savage... Let's see. All right, Savage Sword. I've got like 237 of those. I don't know how many they made. I used to go buy them at the 7-Eleven. I used to work near a 7-Eleven, and on my breaks I'd go over there and buy a Conan and read it. Read it on my lunch. Yeah, the artwork's pretty cool. Okay, Samuski writes, I'm not in the habit of making New Year's resolutions, but I heard of a formula that says, I'm the type of person who FITB, and it makes you take action every day instead of procrastinate. Okay, I'm the type of person who... What's FITB? Oh, I get what you're saying, though. You say that you're, like, I'm the type of person that practices witchcraft in the closet every day instead of working or something weird like that. Savage Sword, Conan Saga. Yep. Cool. Fornull. Hey, Anna Whiteism ends with you. Fornull, stream with you and Donald Kent art would be cool. Music, drawing, conversation. Yeah. Well, I've been on his stream before, especially when it was Donald Kent and Nullis. I was on there a few times. That was pretty fun. And it's like an interview, I think. What else? What else you guys saying here? Trying to find the story where Conan finds his brother. I had it when I was a kid, but I can't for the life of me remember the number or the cover art. Alright. Oh, Yiz is familiar with the Dark Horse Conan. Yes, they were incredible. Yeah, I love the art and the stories. You know, everything's really good in those. And they're fun little quick reads. Oh, that's cool, Eisenrock. You have some of those still, the actual printed ones. I sold all mine a long time ago. Oh, fill in the blank. Okay. Closet witchcraft. Yeah, I don't know. I was just pulling anything out of thin air there. That's all I had. Fornull. I used my Fornull mug on Sunday. Cool, Jason. All right. I bet that tasted really good, that coffee. It says White Well-Being. It's just charging whatever you have in there with White Well-Being energy. I prefer cabinet wizardry. Oh. Yes, cabinet wizardry. Sounds good. In your workshop. No, not that. No, not what? What did I miss something? Didn't know the Dark Horse. Yeah, the Dark Horse one. Oh, I just closed the folder. But there was some good stories. There was one about, it was about this. Well, I can't even remember now. It's like this evil wizard, or is this evil god, and it used to be worshipped, but then that god slowly was replaced by this other god, and then this guy, he's like a crook, he's a kid, he ends up getting somehow, he kills this guy to trade places with him to become a acolyte or whatever you call it, to be a priest in training, sort of. And he rises up in the ranks of this priesthood, and he discovers the evil god, like somehow where it's at, and starts serving it, and slowly corrupts the one religion with this other god until he finally, destroys them all. He's this plotting, scheming guy, and he ends up ruining their whole religion, and this evil religion takes over. And anyways, it was a cool story. I'm probably, it sounds better in my head. That probably just sounded like a big rambling mess, so... Oh yeah, Promethean Josh, congratulations. I hope the next guy is better than Justin Trudeau. Good riddance, huh? What a a-hole that guy was. Just a complete doofus. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that guy's good riddance. I hope I never have to see his face again. I'm slowly but surely getting some other scenes set up. So at some point maybe I can talk about stuff on Twitter or elsewhere. There you go. That's a weird song. Okay, I'm changing it. That's just too weird. I'm giving it 2 stars because I don't absolutely hate it, but... Oh, here we go. Here's some old school... It's almost like video game music from the 80s or something. Alright, Big Brain Question Time writes, anti-whiteism ends with you. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Hercules, New York versus T-800 Terminator. Just hit the mic. Well, can Hercules get shot and live? I don't know. Did he get shot with arrows? I mean, isn't he a god? Or at least a demigod? No, not really, huh? He's just, super strong. Not a god. It's a divine hero. And it was, Heracles, but then somehow we made it Hercules. No, Terminator. Terminator's gonna mow him down. Just keep spraying until he's just hamburger on the ground. Okay. Someone asked Skyrim. Maybe. I do have shots of Skyrim sometimes in the stream. The nameless one. This reminds me of the storytelling music at the beginning of Final Fantasy VIII. Okay. If I played... 18. Right? Am I reading that? 8. I don't know if I played that one. I have to keep my glasses cleaner this year, writes Jason. No white guilt. Okay. Keep your glasses cleaner. Your sunglasses or your reading glasses? Or your X-ray glasses? When you're outside the ladies' locker room. Fire the lasers, writes Evil. Yes, lasers. Heracles is no match for lasers. That song would be cool in 16-bit. What, this song? Here, we'll make it 16-bit. Okay, enough of that. Enough of that ridiculousness. Slots is here. Welcome, Slots. The mighty Slots. I'd love to have an uncensored by auto-censor YouTube chat so we could use the lexicon. The lexicon of love. That song almost made me lose my balance. I'm behind. I can't keep up. I gotta keep up on this chat, man. I'm lagging. Ivan needs a new pair of the glasses. Ivan's vision has deteriorated since Ivan got Ivan's pair over 10 years ago, and one lens is very cracked. Ivan rarely wears them. You know what? This may sound crazy, but since I went carnivore, and as long as I stick to it really good, and I have been for the most part, my bad vision is reversing. It's really weird. It's weird, but I can read a lot of times with no glasses anymore. Books and stuff, so. I can read my eyesight improving medication label, which is 2-pound package of hamburger much better. Fornull says enough. Yes. I'm gonna load it up. Non-stop lexicon. Non-stop, baby. Your eyes get better? Yes. My eyes get better. I started reading one time about how people improved their vision from having bad vision. And I would try different things. And I always try to read without my glasses anyways, just to kind of monitor it, see where I'm at. But yeah, I've been on the carnivore diet for a year and a half now, and stick to it okay. I mean, I do cheat sometimes. Stick to it pretty good though. And yeah, it's weird, but especially in the morning, it's better. And part of it, well, I think a lot of it is neurological. I think a lot of it's neurological because I can like get into a frame of mind or something, and then or maybe I'm just doing something and it's controlling my eyes different, or I don't know. What if it's healing some connection from the brain to the eyes that controls its ability to focus, or what? I don't know how it works, but something's happening, and I can kind of try different things with the muscles in my eyes, if that makes sense, and focus and read. And sometimes it's just super clear, like perfect. It's really weird. I'm not lying either. I mean, I wouldn't make that up. Well, you don't have to eat steak. I mean, steak's great, don't get me wrong, but ground beef is fine. You want the ground beef with the most fat, because you're getting when you switch over to carnivore, your energy is not coming from carbs anymore, and that's fine. Your blood will, your gluconeogenesis, or whatever they call it, your blood glucose levels will be, your body will make all the glucose it needs. You don't have to ingest things that become glucose in your blood, like pretty much every carbohydrate. So yeah, anything without carbs is good. Not that I don't love all the things with carbs. Love the way they taste. I hate the way they make me feel now. Now I eat a bun, and a hamburger, and I've got a headache an hour later. has the carnivore diet been really good for weight loss? Well, if you mean weight loss due to losing body fat, absolutely. Because as I understand it, and I'm not a doctor, so there's people you can go out to and learn from that are gonna be able to say this stuff way better than me, and they're actual PhDs, and they've been doing this for decades. People like Dr. Ken Berry, Dr. Sean Baker, Dr. Bart Kay. These people are awesome. Dr. Eric Weissman, I think his name is. What happens, as far as I understand it, as far as I know, what happens is carbs trigger fat storage. There's something about, because carbs, a lot of people will call it, who study human metabolism, they'll call anything carbs starvation food. That's food we eat, our ancestors, our ancient ancestors, that's food we would have eaten pre-agriculture era, so, past 10,000 years ago at least. The food we would have eaten if we were in starvation mode, because normally we were often scavengers way early, because we didn't have tools and things like that. We'd eat the brains, the organs, things like that, according to paleontology. And so anyways, because of this, when we couldn't get the meat, we'd eat other stuff, and that would, I guess it evolved, I don't know, but for humans, that would have us store fat. And so the more carbs you eat, the more fat you're going to store, basically. And your body, once you switch over, and it takes a while, there's like a whole process of switching from one to the other. And you have to be careful, especially if you're really big, with a lot of body fat. You might want to consult a carnivore doctor so they can help you. But once you switch over and your body is just using the fat for energy, then that reverses, and now you're burning all the fat. So now your body is signaled to burn the fat, and it does. I mean, I went from close to 200 pounds. I'm 5'11", 5'11 and a half. No, I'm just kidding. I'm 5'11", and close to 200 pounds, was 200 pounds at one point. Went on carnivore within, I don't know, 6 or 7 months. I was down to like 170, 178 or something like that. No, 175. And now I hover. I've been lifting weights a lot, so I lift, or not a lot, but I lift regularly. I got really skinny, and then I, realized, oh my God, I'm old, I'm flabby, this is gross. I used to be fit and muscled, so I'm gonna start lifting again, and started lifting, and now I'm putting back on weight. So, but it's muscle. I still have some belly fat, because if I really just knuckled down and did it for, let's say, 6 months without cheating, I could be probably ripped. There'd be almost no body fat. But I don't mind a little body fat. So that's my carnivore diet spiel. Well, definitely Boz Klutwick, and I kind of lost track of chat here. It looks like I'm like 10 minutes behind, but I know if I splurge and eat a bunch of cake or something like that, if I'm splurging a lot, it's like my eyesight, I can tell it's different. It's like I'm seeing spots or something. beef tallow. Well, yeah, beef tallow's all right. I like cooking in butter. I like butter. Butter has some carbs, I think. It's not pure fat. It's like 80-something% fat. I used to think it was pure fat, but it isn't. I love eating butter, though. I've said that before in this stream. Put salt on it. I eat pork and eggs basically every day. No empty carbs or empty foods like chips. That's good, yes. That's great. Yeah, I bet you do feel better. Yeah, I eat eggs. You know, I'll eat 5 eggs in the morning, maybe 4 or 5 sausage patties, crumbled hamburger, different things. Sometimes when I splurge, I go to Farmer Brothers or Farmer Boys or what's it called? Farmer Brothers? I don't know. And I get their breakfast sandwich. It has 2 eggs. And then I order the side of sausage patties. So I put those in. So it's like 3 sausage patties and the 2 eggs. And I know they use seed oil. They have to. So that sucks. And the bread. But, oh man, I could eat that. I'm like full till dinner. It's good. Good stuff. I could maybe eat 2 of those. What do you think about the farmer's diet? Well, I don't know. What is the farmer's diet? Farmer's diet. This is funny. Here, I gotta share this. This is funny. In response to the farmer's diet. So I typed this in, what is the farmer's diet? And I forgot I was in the Go Free chat, and it says the farmer's diet is a concept. AI might be hallucinating. The farmer's diet is a concept from the Go Free lexicon. It refers to the anti-white social and cultural conditioning that trains white people to toil endlessly for the benefit of others, much like a farmer who works diligently but never reaps the reward of his labor. The term metaphorically highlights how Western kind has been conditioned to prioritize the well-being of our outgroups over their own. Okay, so it's like taking what I asked and mixing it with stuff from the book. In the farmer's diet, the farmer, Western kind, is the one doing all the hard work, building civilizations, creating prosperity, and advancing culture. The crops, resources, and cultural capital are the fruits of the labor, wealth, inventions, moral systems, and societal structures. The beneficiaries, non-whites and anti-whites, are those who consume the crops, often without contributing to the planting or cultivation. I don't think that's what you meant. All right. Okay, I'm not finding any information on what the farmer's diet is, so I guess I have no opinion, and I'm not able to form one yet, but I'll have to look harder and see what that is. Yes, writes, I have 3 to 5 eggs a day, bacon, country ham, and pork chops for my main food each day. I eat several burgers each week. Yeah, sounds good. Well, you don't have, if you're eating carnivore, it doesn't have to be steak. It doesn't have to be expensive. You end up spending less, I think, than on all the chips and crackers and cereals and all this other stuff. All you need to keep is a bunch of hamburger. You can eat hot dogs, sausage, crumbled sausage. You can get steaks. You can get chuck roasts and put them in the crock pot, slow cook them. It doesn't have to be expensive. Country ham, that sounds good. Blueberry juice. It says syrup. That is syrup, sir. Which I love syrup on pancakes, but I can't have that. Calendar's here. Well, who do we have here on a Monday night afternoon? It's the Dragon Wrangler and Realm Shaper Fornull. Hails, Highlander. Or should I say Magnus? Okay, it's what our farming ancestors would have eaten. Well, you mean our agriculture farming, like plants as food for humans, or animal husbandry farming? Because from what I understand, and I'm not, again, I'm not a professional, but from my own, from my own experience and anecdotal evidence, I've heard testimonies from a pretty huge community of people that's just growing constantly. Plant-based foods, you don't want it. But here's the thing: you don't want to eat a mix for sure, because a mix is if you do eat plant-based food, you have to have fiber. If you don't need fiber at all. And there's certain aspects of eating a plant-based diet that then make certain aspects of being a carnivore not a good idea. That's why cheating is bad. Magnus Open at your service with your bandolier. Your bandolier of razor sharp daggers, animal husbandry. Yeah, it's just a bunch of husband animals in their work clothes, like their fedoras on, 50s cows. Sounds like I'm in. Yeah, what do we listen to? I have it kind of low right now, because if I turn it up too loud, my mic picks it up. Alright, let me see. Let me get into the music for a minute here and try and find some good stuff, you know. Create a vibe. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it so far. Let me see. I think I mostly queued up Dragonsynth for tonight. I haven't been playing too much of that. A lot of stuff I want to play I can't, because then they just block the video. The music's more than loud enough, okay. Jason's like, just keep talking, I don't want to hear this crazy music. Hey, Brant Danger, good to see you, bud. Cool. Dean Danger. Brant, Frosty, Undergarments Danger. Although it's winter, so we change our greeting to each other from Keep It Frosty to Keep Them Warm and Snug, as I say. You know, just you wake up in the morning, you take your underwear off, you throw them in the dryer. Been wearing them 3 days, it doesn't matter, just throw them in there. 15 minutes, pull them out, they're steaming hot, steam's coming off them for some reason. Put them back on and, what a great feeling. It's like a warm hug on your growing area. No. Promethean Josh, did you hear that Elon Musk bought Dungeons and Dragons? Well, I saw when he tweeted, how much is it? But I never saw that he bought it. Really? Is that real? I don't believe it. I need proof. Underwear and space. Hey, Lomax Designs, good to see ya. Lomax Designs is an awesome artist. Have I ever sat on one of those prostate cushions? prostate? Should I ask the Go Free GPT what a prostate cushion is? I'm gonna ask it. No, I haven't. Although no, I haven't. That's a very personal question, but no. And I guess that's in relation to the warmth of the steaming hot underwear. The suspiciously steaming hot underwear. It has a spot cut out. Okay. All right. I've never tried one. Do you think I should get one for the winter time? Do they make heated ones? Well, Hasbro, I don't know who they got taken over by, but Wizards of the Coast are just a bunch of anti-white turds. I can't stand anything they do. They have AD&D First Edition. They have Beck Me D&D, even D&D Second Edition 3.5. I mean, they have all these awesome things they could bring back to life instead of the abomination that I can't even look at the D&D 5 books. They're disgusting. I mean, I had to draw over them. I'll show you. I bought these before I knew what I was getting into. A long time ago when they came out. Yeah, so I couldn't stand their artwork. So I put my own artwork in. Because I'm sorry, but wizards look like Gandalf, okay? They don't look like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Halflings look like Bilbo Baggins, not some weird, rock star. I don't know, whatever the hell that thing is. Oh, and of course the human wasn't a white guy either, so I had to fix that. And let's see, what else? This will be worth something someday. As you can tell, I'm almost as good an artist as Lomax. I'm getting there. I am getting there. Well, that's it. I think there were other ones, but there was one with a wizard that was pretty funny. Oh, I guess it's not that funny. Now see this baby, this is how it's done. I want some crude, old school D&D art. See, there's a wizard. Yes, and And that's what a cleric looks like. Always like this one's pretty cool. Got that weird, like, demon thing just sitting on his shoulder as he's studying his spell book. Where's the part where it shows the different people? Now, I don't go in for the half orcs and all that crap. Half elves, no. If they do, they should be shamed. See? That's how you do it. See, my replacements were almost on par with that. Did you ever play Magic the Gathering? Asked Jason. God, I'm having trouble with my SHs for some reason. Let me scroll back and make sure I didn't miss anything, and then we will... Oh, there was a joke. Okay, sorry. Well, what was the joke? And then the pool closed. Or am I mixing up my memes? The pool closed. Yeah, I don't get it. I'm not cool. I don't know what that refers to. The pool closed. Maybe it'll come to me later. That's not a hobbit. That's a vegan. That's right. Wizards do look like Gandalf. I don't mind vegans, but I'll make the joke anyway. Well, yeah, I don't mind vegans either. I mean, it's their life, so I'm not gonna take offense that's what they want to do. Gotta love Fornull fixing that book. Thanks, brother. Appreciate that. I used to play Magic the Gathering. Shots fired, Lomax. Okay, Yiz apparently got it. See, I'm not in the know. I'm not one of the cool kids. I'm older than you guys. I know other inside jokes, but not those. Elon's D&D Dragon's Breath fire powered by lithium batteries. Yes. Yeah, I played Magic the Gathering. I think I have, the original set somewhere still. I don't think I bought, maybe I bought one or two packs, of the extra cards, but I still have it somewhere. I have a bunch of Pokemon cards that my kids had, and then they left them with me when they moved out. I have the original Magic the Gathering in the boxes, and I have some Vampire the Masquerade card game too. That was kind of fun. D&D, Giz writes D&D and Pathfinder became explicitly anti-white in their artwork and language a long time ago. I haven't given either company money in over a decade. Well, good. I guess I have because, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago, I bought, all the PDFs on Drive-Thru RPG. So they got something from me for that. But that's the last thing. I would rather just pirate it than if I need something else that I don't have from them. And I don't, because I think I have all the old stuff. And that's all I like to play. I think the only new game I really like a lot is a game called Hyperborea. And it's really cool. Here, I'll show you. The books are neat. Yeah, here we go. And it's essentially AD&D first edition, with just a few small tweaks. And it's a really great system, I think, and super cool artwork. And there's females in here, warriors and stuff like that, which, in a fantasy setting, it's not terrible. In a military movie, when the chick is beating up the dudes, that's sort of annoying. Let's see, I'll find a good... Here's the bard. Looks like Robert Plant almost. They got tons of different character types. The priest looks nuts. Yeah, some of the artwork actually isn't the best. Oh, this guy looks kind of cool. What is he? Here's a pyromancer. Fire mage. I tried to get into, and this was before I knew about the company and the owner and what they were like, but I tried to get into like Dungeon Crawl Classics and a bunch of this OSR stuff. They call it OSR, old school role playing. But a bunch of them are anti-white as all heck. And it's gimmicky, and I don't know. I just didn't like it. But, yeah. All right, enough of that. Yeah, the music. There's been some good ones playing. That's the limited or, assigned edition. They were having a sale, the Black Friday sale. Those were pretty cheap, so I picked it up because I had printed mine from a PDF in a 3-ring binder. Put it in a 3-ring binder, and then they had those on sale, so I bought it. But the regular covers are super cool. And the setting for Hyperborea is, well, I don't know if you know this, but like Beck Me D&D, which is what followed Basic Expert BX. Then they came out with another Basic and Expert Companion Master or Companion Master and then Immortal, where you could like be a god at that level. But the world it's set in, it's called Mystara, and that's actually the future. So it's pretty cool. There was the Blackmore, or Black, what's it called? Blackpool? No. I'm thinking of Richie Blackmore. What's it called? Is it Blackmore? Oh, it is Blackmore. Okay. See? But Blackmore was Dave Arneson's game setting for D&D, one of the original creators of D&D and role-playing games at all. Him and Gary Gygax pretty much were the founders of that kind of game. From war games to role-playing games, those were the two. And Blackmore was the setting of Dave Arneson in the early 70s. Well, for the Mystara setting, Blackmore is this experiment, like a nuclear experiment. Is the music still going? Okay, good. Is some nuclear experiment gone wrong, and it's just destroyed everything. And then some of them survived, and they're actually kind of like gods, sorta, in the world now. And then for over thousands of years, the D&D world kind of came into being. So I guess they're mutation. All the monsters are just from the chaotic warp space, and there's different dimensions and things like that, and all this crazy stuff with magic and all that came about because of that disaster. I'm not an expert on it, but I kind of know basically the theory. So anyways, I think that's super cool. I love those kinds of settings. I like sci-fi mixed with fantasy, like magic and medieval, but not a lot, not so that everyone has a laser gun and not everyone casts spells. I like kind of where magic is special and rare, and so is the high-tech stuff. And so Hyperborea is a mix of weird sci-fi and fantasy. So yeah, you could have your barbarian and wizard and thief or whatever, you guys are exploring some ruins, and you may find the remains of a car or something like that, and then be able to kind of salvage and use stuff, make a weapon out of a big gear or whatever. Not like Gamma World, it's not that gonzo. There is some technology. It's cool. Where do I find all my music? Epic orchestral music. The music's awesome. Okay, cool. Well, I'm glad you guys like it. The music, I find it on... I learn about a lot of stuff from YouTube. I follow tons of different labels and artists, and so that's how I learned about most of it. Bandcamp has a pretty decent catalog of Dragonsynth, and lots of labels host their stuff there. I think that's a great place, and you can listen to music for free there. JK160 says, at least we have the original Lord of the Rings movies. Can't wait to watch those with my kids. Cool, yes. Love those. Oh, wow, that's cool. Yes, right. I'm an old school 80s and 90s D&D gamer, and I have the Mystara box set. Also, Red Steel. I love the old AD&D stuff. Me too. Yes, that is very cool. I don't have any of the only originals I have are my AD&D books. You know, I've got the main books, the 3 books, and then some others. And then I got the nice reprints that Drive-Thru put out of those same books. But that's it. And then the other ones that I wanted hard copies of, I actually spent a lot of time cleaning up a lot of the old PDFs and cleaning up the text because it's kind of crappy from the scans, and getting it all super nice and formatted, and then I sent it all to Lulu and printed up my own versions, and they were only, $5 or $6 a piece to print, so that was kind of cool. A bunch of the books. I paid for them first, though. Oh, that's cool. You have a big collection. Is there a Dune Comics lore? Is there a Dune Comics lore? I'm not sure I understand. Like, is there a Dune Comics? Sounds like Thundar and Herculoids. Yeah. I used to love Thundar, but I always wanted him to kill people. That was the frustrating thing about watching those cartoons, is I wanted to see some blood. I wanted to see him, just chopping into someone, carving them open, and blood flying everywhere and stuff, like the fantasy books that you'd read. And, they just kicked everybody and shoved them out of the way, and it was kind of frustrating, but still cool. I still like He-Man to this day. Those are kind of interesting cartoons. The background art for He-Man is really awesome on some episodes. Okay, Art and Party, you learned D&D, AD&D with, or D&D with 2nd edition. I love 2nd edition. I think the only thing controversial about 2nd edition is, and I could house rule it away, is that the gold doesn't provide XP. That whole experience thing, they changed it in 2nd edition from 1st edition. And I've thought about that. I could probably work with that. But at first, that's, having gold for XP and, when you kill the monsters, that made it easy. You don't have to sit and figure it out. And for a beginner dungeon master, figuring out how to do all of it and put it together, that is really a challenge. It's been super fun. I used to do it when I was young. I wasn't that good. I think I'm finally becoming halfway decent at it with my campaign. And now I know how to balance the challenge. I know what the rewards should be, but when you're a noob, for the first many months, it's like, what monsters do I throw at them, or what do we do? Just give me a module and I'll read it and run the combats. Anyways, but I love 2nd edition. I think it's super cool. Oh, you can see. That's funny. So I'm sitting here scrolling chat, looking at chat, and it's it's like mirroring on the screen. Anyways, that's funny. Let's see, what do I want to look at? I'll look at space. Any Fudge Tunnel listeners in the house? Hell yeah! Those were some heavy tunes. Yeah. My friend used to drive a van around. He had a van, and I don't remember what kind. And I was in his van, and I remember him playing me a cassette tape of Fudge Tunnel, and I just thought, wow, that is super heavy and cool. Okay. Did I miss the conversation about Dune? Is there... I don't know much about Dune. I read up to and including God Emperor of Dune, and that was probably in the mid-90s, and I haven't looked at it since. I liked there was, I think, maybe an HBO special in 2000 or something like that was halfway decent. Not a huge fan of the original theatrical release of Dune with Sting. It was just kind of weird to me how they changed can't even think of what it's called, but like their power. It's just weird. The adaptation, they didn't do a good job. There was some cool scenes, but I didn't like it. But I kind of like the HBO one. Arden Party likes 3.5, 3rd edition, 3.5 rules. Yeah, they're cool. They are pretty cool. I have those books. And a couple of the extra books I think I have. Let's see, what do I've got the core books, you know, with Player's Manual, DM's Guide, and the Monster Manual, and then I have the Forgotten Realms book. I liked the artwork in those, especially of the gear. Good images of all the different types of adventuring gear and weapons and stuff. That was cool. Yeah, the modern versions of Dune are just trash. I can't tolerate. Pre-Herbert stuff? Wait, there's Dune book? I thought... What's pre-Herbert? I don't know. Man, it's a trip. Dune was written in 1965. I mean, that's before I was even born. Ivan the Horrible C. Fornull digs Fudge Tunnel. Well, I don't know anything about their politics or what they look like. I just remember hearing them when I'd ride around with my friend. I never bought their stuff, but man, they were heavy. They were super heavy. Okay, Anna Whiteism ends with you says you might like old late 80s, early 90s Japanese barcode games. Okay, never heard of that. Let's see. Okay. I'll have to look more into that later if I remember. I might like it. I like emulators. I have emulators for all the old game systems, Atari, Apple II, Commodore 64, Sinclair, Turbo. I used to own a TurboGrafx 16. That was a fun system. I really liked this pinball game on it. It was called like Demon Crush or something like that. It was really good. Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, regular Nintendo. I've got all the ROMs and all that. Those are fun. I like the retro games. I played them out now, but every once in a while I'll load one up. I think the last one, it's probably only a month ago. I was playing, what's it called? I can't think of what it was called. Well, one of them was Addams Family Values on Super Nintendo. I don't know, that was kind of fun. Just, for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and I was bored of it. It's hard for me to. I could lose a whole day playing games, video games, and now I play for a short bit, and I just got this feeling I have to get up. I have to go do something constructive. But every once in a while, I'll get into it and binge on a video game. Not very often anymore. The Dresden Files. Okay. I've watched the Dresden Files. The new Doom movies look great, but they make no sense at all. Yeah. Yeah, that's what that's what they have now. They have the ability to make great looking stuff with amazing production values and no heart, no soul, because they just gotta push their garbage. They gotta white erase everything, and most of the stuff I love comes from our people's imagination, which is built on our culture and all our past and our history and the things we imagined what the future would be. And when they can't use any of that, it just sucks the soul out of it. And they can use it, but they won't, because they want to erase all that. I never read any Dresden File books, but the show was okay, yeah. Oh, Pre-Herbert is the stories written by others after his death. Okay. Oh, okay, so they call it Pre-Herbert, not because it was before Herbert, but it was set in a time in that world before his books. Okay, got it. Have I played any Japanese RPGs? Asked Promethean Josh. Yeah, a ton. For sure. I can't think of any. I used to work at a video game company. I was a video game developer for several years. That was my career for a while. And one of our partners, it was a Japanese company, and one of our partners was a company called Koei. Probably heard of them. And we had another one, but I'm not going to say it because they're smaller, and I don't want give too much of my past away, but basically, I would get all kinds of games. Like, Sony would send me games all the time. They'd send us games, and I'd get to play those for free. We had a Japanese PlayStation there at the office, and development PlayStations, and so I played a lot of, Japanese RPGs. They're fun. Haven't watched a movie in years, JK160, yeah. I just watch old stuff. Every once in a while, I'll get ambitious and say, okay, let's see if I can find something that isn't just total garbage. And occasionally, I will find something. But usually 10 minutes in. It's weird, they'll kind of lure you in. You think it's going to be okay, and then they like drop the anti-white bomb on you, and you just go, that was a big waste of time. Oh, okay. So, you're talking about the books, okay. I don't know anything about the books. Game Stick Lite. Oh, that's cool. I've seen, there's a bunch of those where they sell, and they're pretty inexpensive. They sell the little mini computers and stuff loaded up, with emulator games, and those are pretty cool. Okay, is the eunuch. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for bringing everyone over from your stream. Have a great week. A great year. A great new year. You know what I forgot to do on New Year's? I forgot to tell my wife before I went to bed, see you next year. And I mean, I live for that. That is one moment a year where I can say it, and it's not just absurd. I say it anyways all the time, but that's the one time where it makes sense, and I forgot. Stay frosty is... seltzer water. Oh, you're welcome, Boss Klutwick. I'm not going anywhere yet, but if you're leaving, thanks for stopping by. Nostalgic video games, top 3. Top 3. Top 3 now or top 3 then? Maybe a mix. And what is, nostalgic? Well, okay. For sure, for me, because I loved Apple computers back then, and when I was in high school, which was in the 80s, the Apple II, I don't remember which one, but it came out, and we had a couple. In fact, we had a couple in our math lab at the high school, and I would ditch PE and instead go to the math lab because I knew the teachers and they liked me, and they'd let me in their office where there was an Apple computer, and I taught myself how to program. I made a game. And I also played games after school in the math lab because they had the chemistry classroom had 3 Apple II computers. And so starting in 8th grade, I'd go to the high school. After school, I'd go over to the high school, and I had some friends, and I'd play those games. And one of my favorite was this game called Temple of Apshai on the Apple II, and it was cool because I played D&D, and this was like a D&D on the computer with graphics, but super basic graphics, and you had a book. I have the book somewhere. I'm like looking around trying to think where it is, but and the cool thing was you would see the really crude graphics on the screen, and every room had a number, and in the book, every number had a big description, and so you could read the description of the room. And in my imagination, the graphics were better than anything, because just the descriptions were awesome, and it was all new back then. So anyways, that was a good one. Temple of Apshai. And then later they came out with Hellfire Warrior, which I love that game too. Wizardry was great. Dungeon Master was really good. Alien Breed, the Amiga game. The Cinemaware games on Amiga were good too. I had an Amiga 500. Pretty good. Predate the PlayStation, yeah. It'd probably be a lot of Amiga games. Because when I had my Amiga, I was living in Southern California, and me and all my friends moved there, and we were all in bands. And yeah, that was a kind of a fun time. Half-Life 3 is finally coming out. No, I have not heard that. Well, I saw something, Gabe Newell, what was it? Yeah, there was something I saw, but I thought maybe that was just another joke. I played a little bit of Alex, the Half-Life VR game. That was kind of neat. Jason writes, I love how our imagination is far better with good description than any graphics. Absolutely. I love that too. I think that's why books will always be better than movies. Of course, the movie is easier to consume in most cases. But books, yeah, once you're going and you're in that world, and it's just weird, that state of mind you can get into, and you're seeing it, you're in that world. I had an Amiga 600. I didn't have a numpad. Okay. I never heard of the 600. Was that like a 500 just upgraded? Because I remember there was the Amiga 500, there was Amiga like 2000. It's the Amiga 600. Oh yeah, that's really trimmed down. When did those come out? 92, okay. It's the final Amiga model. Huh. Yeah, I had my 500, and I had the expansion hard drive or something like that, and I had something called the DCTV, and with the DCTV you could do full, regular video, full color graphics, because until then, unless you had thousands of dollars to spend on a video toaster or some high-end Targa graphics card on a computer, PC, IBM, you only had like 256 colors. So, and I remember making all kinds of videos and stuff with my Amiga 500 hours. Yes, that's why D&D, that's why I love it, even now. It is a proactive thing, especially now that we're getting better. The players are getting better. I'm getting better. I've quit all the modules. I'm just making up the world and all the characters and the intertwining conspiracies, and I'm like building out world building, as needed, and the players are getting into role playing and discovering things and talking to different people and learning the clues, and then they fight every once in a while, things like that. It's really fun. I always feel great afterwards. Sometimes beforehand I'm like, oh, do I have the energy? Because it takes a lot, and am I ready? Because they may just take it off the rails. Am I ready? What do I do if they do this? Or and I say, oh well, we'll see. It's not like I'm scared, but it's just, I don't know. But then once we get going, it all goes really smooth. Nowadays, when I first started with these guys, some of them like Hollander and some of the other guys, I mean, I was not good. One guy, he quit. He would just be yawning all the time, like rudely out loud. He quit. He said he dreaded coming to the game sessions, and he had to quit. Calendar. Nothing beats the mind filling in the blanks. That's why books will always win. I say this even though I hate reading, but I do love reading. How I hate reading. Without the numpad, okay. Oh yeah. I remember the music nerds were getting the Atari ST when I had the 500. They had the ST and they could do all kinds of fancy stuff I couldn't do. Yeah, screw him. Yes, he got written out of the game. I can't remember now how I did that though. Oh, what happened to him? It must have been something slightly mean-spirited. I don't know. Oh, Orion? Okay. Are you in the Western Hemisphere, Green Fez? Did you ever have Octane? No. I didn't. I didn't start using... I had synthesizers. I was in a band and my keyboard player had a Juno 106, and I had friends that had like the Prophet, and I had a lot of music friends who had different cool gear, and I had a decent multi-track recording set up, and we'd do everything by hand. I mean, if there was a part that would, like a sequencer would normally play, one of us was playing it by hand for the whole recording. But later, much later, I got into trackers. Those were pretty fun. Like Screen Tracker, and Fast Tracker 2. And I got involved in a community that shared tracker songs, and I had a bunch out. That was pretty fun. Story of Born Guilty. That'd be cool. I'd watch it. Ireland, okay, yeah. Fornull plays Jason, no. I'm too old. I'll play you as an old man. Well, that should be you. You should play you as an old man. You should play you for the whole thing, and they could computer graphic you back to a child. I mean, if they could make the Hobbits and Hagrid, those size differences, they can use Jason Kuna as himself as a kid. I'll be one of your friends though. Like, we'll be riding bikes. Well, no, because your one friend was a total a-hole in the end. He kind of was a wuss. So I don't want to be that guy. I'll be the guy that owns the mansion that you're staying at. Well, you never see him. He's kind of like Charlie on Charlie's Angels. You never see him, you just hear his voice. Well, yeah, you can write a new part for me. You can write a part where Fornull was actually the good friend, and I was supporting you the whole time, and all the other guys were afraid. I think Jason's younger than me, but yes, roughly. And Jason has definitely lived cleaner than me. Oh yeah. Yeah, being in Prometheus Rising for sure. Oh yeah, there's 3 different books, right? So, well, kind of. There's the Crucible, Prometheus Rising, and then the other, which is kind of the rapper. Not rapper like yo-yo, but rapper like it wraps around those other 2 books. Okay, alright, Jason. We gotta make it happen. We're gonna make it happen. If that ever did happen, we'd have to, of course you'd have to come over here and hang out and eat. We'd record the song and stuff, but we'd have to, do some kind of stream or something, like you did with Jared, or at least take a video of it. And it was funny because Jared and Jason went to a hotel to meet, and people were looking at them kind of, because something, I can't remember the whole story, but it was kind of funny. Jared was pretty funny in a very dry way. could play the straight man very well. But some of those taps were really hilarious. Some of the things that Jason and Jared would do. Like when they were neighbors and one lived above the other. Yeah, and then they're sitting there and somebody was reading a magazine and it's like they're just talking. I don't remember it all, but it was hilarious. It must be 100, yeah. Wow! I look pretty good for 100. Okay, this song has been going on for what, 4 hours? We've heard enough of you. God. You ever, some sound is on and you're sort of tuning it out, but it's slowly building up annoyance in you to the point where when it finally dawns on you, oh my God, like I can't stand this anymore. It's almost too late. You're ready to just pick something up and like just start slamming it into the wall and just going nuts. If you don't, then that's okay, but it happens to me sometimes. I wait way too long sometimes because I've tuned it out and I don't even realize that it is making me aggravated, super aggravated. And then once it's too late, I'm in that state of mind. So it's too late. And then I have to calm down. When I was younger, I would not calm down. I would punch holes in the wall, or not just from a song, but like serious stuff. Break things. You get tired of patching walls and buying new things. And you get over that eventually. And I go to war on the noise, exactly. And God forbid someone I love comes in the room when I'm annoyed. For instance, let's say I decide to take a 20-minute break and play on Twitter, or work on Twitter, really. And someone says something and I'm just like, what a piece of crap this person is. You know, I gotta rebut this. I gotta say something against this. And then you say something and they come back with something else and you're just going, oh my gosh, this is the audacity of this person. And you're kind of, feeling angry because they're disrespectful and just bitchy little gross soy. Ugh. You could just pick them up and throw them off a 20-story building, no problem. Although that wouldn't be gratifying as pummeling them, but it's that sort of mental state, and then all of a sudden Mrs. Fornull comes in, all sweet with something, and I'm like, yeah! And then she gets it. The energy has exploded. And I hate when that happens. But I always apologize if I do that. And I say, I'm just super aggravated right now, sorry. But, if I do it too many times, sorry might not be enough. I have to be careful. Because she is such a sweet lady. Yeah. Well, if I'm any marker of where it's at, I still have gusto and anger. But I'm only in my 50s. We'll see what it's like if I even make it to 70. Ivan, I hear you, but that could just be also maturing, not getting as angry, because that's putting a lot of energy into something that you can't do anything with it. You just have to. It doesn't solve a problem. Getting angry for a legit reason where you need the anger to override your good sense, and then you say something to the 6'3" guy, and then you have to still be angry when he stands up. You still want the anger for that, but the sweet lady. Yeah, let me get my ski mask on. I knew a kid that used to choke other kids in school. Well, see, choking, that's a serious thing. That's a effed up kid. Because you don't just choke somebody. Yeah, that is a serious mental case. Boys, we can punch each other. We can just punch the shit out of each other. And wrestle, and that's okay. But you start choking someone, that's messed up. Or kicking them in the shins. It's almost as bad. Fornull, we are going to live forever in the legends of our people. Well, wouldn't that be great? That would be great. I'd love to leave behind a memory, but who knows? Yeah, Jason's got the gusto and the anger for sure. That was something that I related to when I first saw him, because being in metal bands, aggressive, crazy, brutal music, and just cultivating artistic hatred, anger, just yeah, that was like a big part of a lot of my life. That just making extremely brutal, hardcore music that channeled that raw energy. And that's why I loved metalcore and all those kinds of music. And that's why when I saw Jason, it's like, oh man, this guy's punk rock. He's hardcore. I like this. Yeah, I'm 50-something. Like mid-50s. Well, self-defense is a different question, yes. But if you're in a man-to-man fight for whatever reason, you guys are mad and you want to slug it out, going in for a chokehold first thing is, unless you're just afraid the person's going to mess you up, then yeah, why even grab the neck? Just maybe elbow them as hard as you can in the Adam's apple or something. I don't know. Or gouge their eyes out. You can get in there with your thumbs. I don't know. Rip their jaw off. Anything to save your life. If that's the stakes, then there's lots of parts you can poke and rip. Knees are good. Yeah, same here, Ivan. Right, so that's what we did when I was a teenager. We'd wrestle and punch and fight. Yeah, same here. Good-naturedly. But we like to play fight, and sometimes play fighting, someone gets mad and then you're fighting. Okay, you're into Megadeth, Samuski. Cool. Yes, we have the fire that we turn to good. That's right. We'll not probably live forever, but Roman architecture, yeah. Isn't that amazing? Some of that stuff, those roads they built and are still in great shape. And they had laid down all those layers and did it in such a fine, well thought out way, well proved way. And the roads nowadays, it's just no comparison. Many things nowadays are just cheap imitation. That's right. Anti-whiteism ends with you sums it up perfectly. Choking is for survival, not honorable fights between Westmen for petty disputes. Punch! Boxing, yeah. Anyways, good stuff. Now I don't really get into any disputes. Not anymore. I don't have situations where anyone's threatening me or my family or being disrespectful to me. I've been lucky. Hopefully it keeps up, because I hate being put in that situation. Not fun. Boobs. I like how they made the giants sort of faded in the background. It gives it sort of a realistic look. Yeah, sort of. She's got like metal things, I think, on her nipples. Her nipples have armor. Here I come. Watch out. I mean, she looks fit, though. But she's bad. So you'd have to punish her. You'd have to give her a good spanking and teach her to be a good girl. And many spankings later, she might be a good girlfriend. That is the guy from the cover of the Molly Hatchet album, Frank Frazetta. What's his name? Like the Destroyer or something. That's, I believe, a Spanish artist who does Conan, and his Conan paintings are really cool. Or is he Spanish? I'm probably wrong. Just talking out my ass. Oh, American. Earl Norham, born in 1923, died in 2015. He painted covers for men's adventure magazines. Well, we're coming down to it, you guys. I hope you had fun. Hope you had fun hanging out. I had fun talking to you guys. I couldn't keep up there for a while. If I missed your comments or you asked me a question or commented on something I said and I didn't see it, I'm sorry. I appreciate all of you guys and, all the interactions, and you guys keep it going, really. I don't have enough to just pull out of thin air to be interesting, really. Sometimes I do, but not always. So interacting with you guys is fun, and that keeps it rolling along. For sure. Give her the spankings. Ivan. Smooski writes, Fornull, this is what I do on Mondays for now. It was a lot of fun. Thank you. Well, thank you too. Yep. You're welcome. JK160 said it was a fun show. Thank you. Appreciate that, brother. Promethean Reckoning here with some thumbs up and clapping. Appreciate that. And you guys are cool. Okay, so I guess we'll see those of you who tune in to the Roll In Go Freeze. I'll see you guys Wednesday in chat. I'll be there. My Thursday D&D game is now Saturday. We're gonna try Saturday, and I think Olivia Key is gonna join us, and another guy. I got 3 Australian guys now in my D&D game. And we're gonna have, I think, if everyone shows up, 6 players, which is pretty cool. We'll see how that goes. And then Sunday is the Go Free, so it'll be awesome. And yeah, I guess that's it. So take care, everybody. Have a great rest of your week. And keep it Promethean. See you next time. Dragonsynth so much. Dragonsynth Adventures.